All right, I got some totals for you. You ready?
Let's
work our way through
over-unders,
this.
right?
All right, so a bet I've made, I talked about it on an odds couple. I actually like. I try to stay away from betting anything Bears, especially after last year.
Right.
Which I almost never do. I almost never bet Bears season totals. Like an idiot, I did it last year.
You believed, Carm.
Boy, how silly. I believe so much more now in this team. I'm still not going to bet they're over for the year, though. But there's a good chance they could hit it this year.
Yeah.
But a bet I did make, and I got a little bit of a better number. This thing is kind of skyrocketed out in a lot of places. I bet Caleb's over passing prop this year. There's always some risk involved because of injury.
Yeah.
But let's hope Caleb can play 16 or 17 games.
Caleb's over prop. Which one?
I had his passing prop, his yards.
They have him at what?
So I have it at 355.5. It is out to, in at least two sites I saw yesterday, around 3,650 passing yards. So it has really gone out there.
So you got it 3,555
and a half. Yes. I have over that.
Okay.
Right now, I have here for you 3,000, because this seems to be a little bit more of a consensus right now, 3,650 and a half. There's always some alt stuff you can do now today, too. I mean, your head spins when you see all that's available to you. A lot of us who have been doing this for a long time remember when you literally had to call someone and there weren't many different bets you can make. Side, total. If you wanted to do a parlay, fine. Back in the old days, there were things called non-correlated parlays, Yerk, where they wouldn't even let you because the book was afraid of some of the exposure of how strong the correlation one to the other could be. So a lot of times back in the old days, if you had a guy, they'd have something called a non-correlated parlay, but you could make some parlays. You could bet a side, a total. And this is today, alt lines and this. And, I mean, you want to just lay an extra, you want to lay extra juice? Sure, we'll take. I mean, it's crazy what the world
nuts.
has become in sports gambling. So shop these things around, as I would always say. This, you could say, no, I have a much better number on an alt line.
You've got the over.
Well, I still would bet over 36.50. I would, to be honest with you.
With Ben Johnson, I would go with the over also.
Caleb threw for 3,541 yards last year. That's 208 yards a game. Yeah. All he needs to pass the total at 36.50 and a half, Yurko, is 215 yards a game. In 2025, if you're not throwing for 215 yards per game, I'm not sure what we're doing or what we're talking about come week like 12. I mean, I'm serious.
Yeah.
If you're not throwing for 215 yards a game, I just can't see it not getting there if he plays with Ben Johnson calling plays. And yeah, he runs the ball a lot.
In yesterday's,
but guess what? Jared Goff averaged like 4,400 passing yards a season with Ben Johnson calling plays.
In yesterday's exciting football game, Carm, that we both watched, what did the quarterbacks throw for?
Dak, I think, threw for like 200.
And Jalen Hurts?
Boy, it was so much of the run. Jalen threw for 190.
Dak Prescott threw for 188 yards.
Okay, so a little bit short.
And Jalen Hurts threw for 152 yards.
152. I was over on both.
Yeah.
Okay, but still, I don't.
But you know what's happening out there, and you're getting yardage because of interference penalties.
That happened yesterday.
The crap that is going on with defensive backs thinking they can get away with stuff is unbelievable.
Why is that?
Because they don't call contact after 5 yards anymore.
Yeah, they really don't.
It's ridiculous.
They really don't.
And they're being coached. Dare the referees to throw the flag. Dare them. They don't want to throw them because they go back to their meetings, and then the guys, they're looking. They all want a referee in the playoffs in the Super Bowl. They want to get those extra checks and the extra money, right?
Yeah.
And they know if they throw too many flags, they're going to be in trouble. So defensive coaches have said, interfere on every play and challenge them to make the call. That's what happens.
Yeah, you do get a lot of those chunk plays happening, and that doesn't count as yardage, obviously, with those interference plays.
Where Pickens was absolutely being interfered with in the corner, and they got him in their pockets. I mean, absolutely contact after everything. He's being grabbed. He's getting tugged on.
Yeah.
And they're not going to make the call. That's what they're being taught. Defensive backs are taught to interfere on every single play and challenge them to go ahead and make the call. A contact after 5 yards must not be a penalty at all.
Why don't they? You almost never see it anymore.
Well, what
like.
happened?
I don't know.
Did they eliminate it
And
and
in an
not tell
offensive
anybody?
league, I mean, you'd think that they'd make it an emphasis.
And remember how the continuation of the catch when the Bears won that one, Lovie Smith challenged, and the receiver from the Detroit Lions, Calvin Johnson, ended up dropping the ball. I said that was a catch. Can't believe they did.
Of course.
They've re-implemented that rule without telling anybody. Their officials are, you go to, that's why you see defensive backs poking at the football the whole time.
The whole time to make a move.
Because if it comes out, they want to say, well, look, you never completed the catch. They've re-implemented that rule without telling the world.
LSU got victimized by that last week. They won the game, but there was a touchdown that was called on the field, a touchdown, and then they reviewed it. It was silly.
So ridiculous. I wanted to point out neither quarterback threw for 190 yards yesterday.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was my point of telling you maybe 210 isn't such a
I can't
automatic
imagine.
number. That's all I'm saying.
I can't imagine.
And then take a look. Here's the other problem. 22 carries, 34 pass attempts. They only had 56 plays. 38 and 23, 51 plays, right? No, 61 plays. One team had 61, the other one used to have 70-plus plays in a football game. You don't have the opportunity to get yardage anymore, too, which is something you've got to think about.
I'm not even saying it's got to be 4,000 yards. His prop is nowhere near 4,000 yards. If he throws for 225 yards a game, that's not outrageous. You've hit your over.
Right.
If he throws for 225 yards a game, you've hit this over.
You could have a couple 190-yard games as long as you get a 300-yard, 350-yard game.
That's what I think that'll happen.
The days of the 5,000-yard passer, for one reason or another, seem to be over.
Yeah, only one last year. Is that no 2? I guess right. Did Burrow and Baker both? I'm trying to remember. Burrow definitely did. Did Baker have?
What
5,000?
about the candlestick maker? Trying to figure him out exactly. I can't go back into the stats. You'll have to take a look at it.
No, Baker did not. Baker had a lot of touchdowns. That's maybe what I was thinking. Yeah, Baker had 4,500 yards.
Right.
But Burrow had 5,000 last year. Was he the only one? He might have been.
That's what you're telling me.
Those seasons are still pretty rare. Actually, I take that back. Burrow was just shy of it. He was at 49.18, so we might not have had a 5,000-yard passer last year.
It's a thing of the past is what I'm starting to believe.
Wow. Well, there's not that many of those either.
Except
in the history of the league.
Except for Drew Brees has like 6 of them.
Brees has a bunch. There's not a ton of those, though, in the history of the league. Nobody's asking for 5,000 yards.
No.
Nobody's asking for 4,000. Can you throw for 3,800? I certainly think Caleb in this offense, if all goes well, is capable of throwing for 3,800 yards here. That's not asking a lot, and that's an easy over. DJ Moore receptions, over under 78.5. The under is where the juice is, minus 120. A little extra juice anyway. Over under 78.5 for DJ Moore.
Over what?
78.5.
For DJ Moore.
DJ
Over
Moore.
78.5. He had 98 last year, right?
He did have 98 last year.
And Rome had 70.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, he did. You ain't got to look at it. He had 70.
Gotcha.
I got 100%. I'm going to go DJ Moore over pass receptions.
See, I'm surprised to hear you say that because the way you've laid out,
but
I think Rome's going to be their top receiver.
I don't think so.
So you don't think so? Okay, then I'm not surprised.
I think I'm on St. Brown is DJ Moore. I think the other guy is Rome.
Okay, True Fan Travel and ESPN Chicago are teaming up for the ultimate fan getaway to Sin City. That's right. We're going to see the Bears take on the Raiders in Vegas at the end of September. It's going to be great.
What do you get? Round trip airfare. You get a 3-night stay at Mandalay Bay. You got special live broadcasts of all the fellas. We're going to be there, guys. It's going to be Friday. It's going to be Saturday. It's going to be all the stuff on Sunday. It's going to be fantastic. You get to meet the ESPN Radio Chicago 1000 team, all-inclusive tailgate with all the bells and the whistles. Tickets to the Bears-Raiders game, which is probably the most important thing in the world, and there's more to come.
All right, spots are limited, so do not wait. Reserve your spot today at truefantravel.com.
Boom.
Jameson Williams?
Yes.
Okay, so then if you're going over that, all right, I'll go Oppo, Yurko on that one. I'll go under, actually, and I'm only doing that because Yurko's made a very valid point. You're looking at the disbursement, and maybe we shouldn't be making such a direct comparison because he says the offense will be different, but I think Yurko's right in his thinking here. We've looked at the way the targets, the share, the targets,
running
the
backs,
yards,
tight ends, wide
the way
receivers.
it's been, the catches have been dispersed, and I think you make an interesting point. I'd go under that. And that doesn't mean that DJ will have a bad year necessarily.
Okay, you're going under.
But I'll go under.
What's
Rome's
Rome?
is 64.5, and this is where I'm going over.
Well, he had 70 last year.
Yeah.
Why would I think that he wouldn't be as comfortable with the guy?
But again, Yerk, if you're saying DJ's going to have like 80 or something, and then Loveland and the running backs,
But I've also raised the completions for the Bears up. So 600 yards, 600 balls to be thrown. He completed 62% of his balls last year. I'm anticipating a similar amount of throws, 67% completion percentage. Those 30 extra catches will be divvied up the way they're divvied up. And I think with the number coming down, and I only need 73. So I think there's an area for DJ Moore, right? You said the over-under was 73.
78.5.
I can see a scenario where 80 balls go to DJ Moore and 80 receptions go to.
You can see
I
that?
can see that.
That's
160
catches.
With 220 completions, Carm, to the wide receivers is what this is based on. And then 60 receptions going to Burden and Zacchaeus.
Together.
Combined.
Yes, 30 each.
30 each.
Probably
combined.
Probably a good number.
Yeah. Combined.
Yeah. All right.
I got your tight ends getting 60
so
to 70 balls between the two, and I got your running backs getting about 80 balls.
Okay.
So you look at the number of completions that I'm giving you.
So DJ Moore and Rome Dunze together could have 150 catches. Yeah. You're making an argument that could happen. 150 to 160.
Yeah.
Colston's is 51.5, over or under?
I'd go under.
Yeah, I think I might go under with you on that too.
I am definitely under on that Colston number.
And then I think you hit it on the head with Zacchaeus and with Burden. 30 to 35 each?
Yes. Well, that's it. Yeah, each. That's the way it plays out.
Right, yeah. DeAndre Swift, over under 800.5 yards. He had 959 last year. He had 1,049 2 years ago running behind that great Philly offensive line. Ben Johnson's offenses in Detroit featured a 1,000-yard rusher every single season. Jamal Williams did it in the first year. And then I think Monty may have done it in that second year, his first year in Detroit. And then Gibbs did it last year. Every year in Detroit, Ben Johnson's had a 1,000-yard rusher. Does DeAndre Swift go over or under 800.5?
Your dilemma, 800.5 is dependent upon 220 carries. So will he get 220 carries this year, DeAndre Swift? It feels like an over because they like to run the ball.
It does feel like an over. I agree with you.
It feels like an over.
I feel like it's an over.
Injury sidetracked them last year, right?
Little bit, right? And just their inability to really run the ball effectively.
No. It might have been David Montgomery that was a yard short last year because of the 2 games he ended up missing.
No, for sure. I think you're for sure. But DeAndre Swift still, too.
DeAndre Swift probably reached an over here with the Bears.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I said that. He had 900 yards last year. He didn't have 1,000.
Right. I got you.
He had 959.
I got you.
Montgomery just missed because he missed a couple games.
Right.
I think Swift missed more hitting 1,000 because they weren't particularly effective at running the ball. They found themselves down a lot late in games too, and you're kind of throwing the ball a lot.
Right, you're throwing it more than you're running it.
They weren't a great rushing team last year, and so I think it's an over.
Okay, I got an over too. What else?
Bears to score 1 or more rushing touchdown in every single game. You can get 17 to 1 on that. Would you bet that?
I would not bet that.
Okay.
I would not bet that. Yeah, no, I would not bet that at all.
Here's one I wouldn't bet either. I was surprised to see the number being so low. DJ Moore to have 10-plus touchdowns. He's never had 10 touchdowns in a season, and it's only 3 to 1. I feel like you're not getting
you're not getting the value. That. Yeah, if it's 8 to 1, you might want to go ahead and jump on that.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Swift, here's a parlay. Swift to score 10 or more touchdowns and have 1,000 yards rushing. You'll get 10 to 1 on your money.
Yeah, that's not high enough either.
Not high enough? Okay.
No. That needs to be like 30 to 1.
Here's just a question I have for you. Will the Bears have multiple 1,000-yard receivers? The Lions did last year.
Yeah, but 1,001 is what the other guy had.
That's right.
He had 1,001 yards.
You're on the nose.
17 yards a catch.
He had 1,001 yards.
And the other guy had like 113 receptions, didn't he?
Amon-Ra, he's been up there the last couple of years. He
had 113 receptions. So,
will the Bears have 2?
No. I
think they might get close, but I would go with Yurko. I would say no.
Absolutely not.
The last time the Bears had two.
They may not have 1,000-yard receiver this year
That was the
because
case
of the
last year.
disparity of the balls. I think the disparity is going to unless he averages 15 yards a catch, Rome Odunze, 14 yards a catch with 80 balls. That's 800 yards. At 12 yards a catch, you don't get it. You get 960. So you have to be at 13, 14 yards per catch to be able to make it there. And even if you look at Amon St. Brown in the DJ Moore role here.
Whatever you call him, Amon St. Ra.
Amon St. Brown. All right.
Calls him Amon St. Brown.
All right. Well, if you look at him, he averaged like 10 yards of reception last year.
Yeah.
So even with how many balls, 83 balls that is going to be caught by what I believe is going to be caught by DJ Moore, there's no way in hell he's going to be able to get there unless he averages 13 yards a catch. And that's doesn't happen.
Amon Ra's at like 11-3 for his career.
Right.
Yeah.
And if DJ Moore's playing that role, he's going to have 90 catches to be able to get close. And I don't know if he's going to get 90 balls because I think the Rome and DJ Moore are going to be very similar with one of the two featuring in every game, depending upon matchups. And then it's just how much leeching do you get with tight ends, the running backs, and the third receivers.
Can I give you one more?
Yeah, please. Come on.
DJ Moore carries.
Carries. I like this.
If I had to set it at, what would you set it at? Like 13 and a half? Because it's got to be less than one a game, right?
Of course, I would think.
Because Shea said it today.
That's probably
Shea said it today for Monday's game at 3.5, based on the injury report from yesterday.
I'd probably still go under
for Monday's game. So if I set it for the season at like
15,
I'd even go under that.
Oh man, that's a good one.
Like
that's
13 and a half?
That's a really good one. I feel like Burden's going to get a lot of that this year, maybe even more than DJ. You're right on it. I mean,
because I feel like they've hyped it up a lot in camp and stuff, and we're like, oh, DJ's in the backfield. He's working with the running back.
Do we all agree he will not play a full series at running back?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Do you disagree?
I don't think he's going to.
No, I think we all agree.
So you agree.
I agree with you. He's not going to.
Right. So they're just one-off kind of trick plays.
Yeah. Something in the bag that they're, like here.
I can see 12 and
that's kind of
17
That's
games.
kind of what I think.
Yeah.
I'd probably say under. Would you agree? Do you think DJ Moore will get?
Because I would also...
Unless he becomes a starting running back.
Well, that's not going to happen. And I would imagine he won't
think so either, but
get the carries at the goal line. Right?
Oh, yeah,
Like,
that would be surprising.
that would be surprising. So we're talking about kind of trick plays in the middle of the field.
What did Deebo Samuel, how many rushes did he have with San Francisco
Let me find
back
that.
in the day?
By the way, DJ did have 14 attempts last year, guys.
Okay.
He had 4
reverses, but not at the running back position.
Well, but he's just saying carries.
Rushing
just
attempts.
No, but
attempts.
I do think
rushing attempts.
I think
he had 14 last year.
End arounds, I think, are different, or jet sweeps are different than lining up in shotgun next to Caleb.
But they count as rushing attempts.
But they count as rushing attempts.
No,
They do.
I understand that.
I still think it is. I still think it's probably an under. I think it'll be somewhere around I don't know. I think it'll be somewhere around 15. So if Adam sets it at 13.5, maybe I would go over. I think it'll be something around 15. You don't want to know with Debo. I mean, the way Shanahan's used him. You want to know how many rushing attempts Debo had last year? 42.
Yeah.
37 the year before that. 42 year before that. In 2021, when Debo kind of broke, we're like, oh, wow.
When they had injuries back there?
59.
Yeah.
But
he had 8 rushing touchdowns that year.
Yeah, yes, 8.
Yeah.
8. But that was Shanahan knew what he had in Debo. And, he knew the skill set. And
Did you see what happened in Frisco again?
Yeah, McCaffrey again with this calf. Can I change my pick from yesterday?
I don't know, but I traded McCaffrey last year at the beginning of the of my dynasty league.
He's on the injury report again with a calf strain.
Yeah.
I mean,
what?
His name's not Christian McNeely. It's Christian McCaffrey.
Good, funny.
Yeah.
Funny guy.
Dude, see yourself out now.
Funny.
That's a Tynowitz joke, Van. Right now, Harry's upstairs in
That's-
heaven looking
That
down
was
on
for
a
him.
dollar,
That's for you,
shaking
Harry.
his
That
head.
was
That's for
rough.
you.
Harry,
He's
that's for
shaking
you.
his head.
He's not
Holy cow.
McNeely. He's McCaffrey. Yeah, it's Carmen and Jurko.